Hello, this is Shante with Brown Sugar Talk. Hello, darlings. How are you today? How are you? Okay, so anyway, today I wanted to look at the the contract, and I actually did look at the contract, and I'm not gonna go through and read it because when I'm online, I'm just like, Shante, you need to know what you about to say. Like, I'm just not good at like reading it. It make it sound like I can't read because I read really fast. Like, as citizen lawmakers both of you so I'm saying. So it's like it's hard for me to like kind of slow down sometimes. So I am not about to try to read it to you. Okay, so I did say neoclassicism when I first look at representation. So what I'm starting is you like got to go to, and it's actually contract with blackamerica.us. So it's contract contract with WITH Black America BLACKAMERICA.us. And I'll put the link below. But okay, so first it gives us an introduction of just like why we need this or whatever. For me, even without reading the introduction, I believe that we should have had reparations the same as the Jewish community, the same as all these other communities that actually get reparations. We are even smaller than some of these communities, and it's still like people just can't see anything that we do. Also, I do think that people may even, because not only do I always talk about how young the culture is and how people take away from it, I didn't think about the part where people think black is a color. So then, therefore, they think when they say white that they have to justify that they are justified with that, and it's because black is a color. Black, you see what I'm saying? It's like a Caucasian person will think that because they put white in front of it, that is justified because we are black. Because we are the only culture that actually is described by a color. So then I thought about that too with Indians. Like, but Indians are not described by a color. So then it's like people would just actually like, okay, Indian pride, different things like that or whatever. But it's still like they still take it over like we are creatures or we from another planet or something like that. And we have been known, like both cultures have been known to have just like, I don't know, it's like we know life. Like it's already within us. So sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, like I just feel like, yeah, y'all should have been did this. Like it's not a reason for us to actually have to even say anything about it. The other thing is that I'm hoping for, and when I was reading through it, I was kind of proud about it, is that with the Jewish community, if you say something wrong, the shit gone. Like you out the door. Like it's like you're funding everything. And I think that needs to be the same thing for black people. It's only been a few times where we can like recount in history where somebody went off on us and they didn't really lose their job. No other culture has a right to actually say anything like just great, like just I don't know, just like degrading about us. Like you have no reason to do that because you don't live in our culture. I don't sit back and like, well, them Italians, and then you see what I'm saying? It's like they feel like it's so personal, like they can personally come into our lives and make accusations and all these different things like that. And it's like, you really don't have the fucking right to. Like all the data that y'all have, for real, all the data of abuse and all that different stuff, you can try to say that that's part of the black community, but they always skew it. But when they really do the data, such as, let me give you an example, the ACE study, like the ACE schools or whatever. Like I told y'all, all of the ACE information about abuse was done with white people. Then they created schools in the hood like that was our fucking problem. When most of those children actually were, even if their parent was not like, even if they weren't in a 2-parent home, they were in a 3-parent home. The fathers were a part of their lives. It was like the mothers, if your parent is able to pick you up every day and give you a meal after you get out of school, how is the community disparaged? You see what I'm saying? It's like, as far as having people at home, all these different things, how is that abuse? And so it would be like you look at the ACE study and you see, well, these are the counter things of abuse, and y'all can look it up too. It's like an ACE sheet. You can look it up and see, okay, how do you like really qualify into this? More oftentimes than not, It's white people that actually qualify to that, but they gonna put the A school in a black community. That just don't make sense to me, especially when you know that undercover y'all are actually the ones that are abusing your own people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, let's talk about white on white crime. The same way y'all try to put black on black crime out there. That's natural. That's a natural fucking occurrence. Like, you live next door to people in the same culture, same neighborhood. Things happen. That same Hispanic on Asian. You know what's gonna happen in China? You know what I'm saying? What China gonna do? Chinese on Chinese. Like, seriously, why do they have a jail too? Why do they have a jail? So that's all I'm saying. It's like, that's what I wanted to. It's like, I want to see that happen. Like, don't disrespect me. Especially for black women. Like, this is something where I'm just like, do not disrespect me. Don't keep thinking that that's okay. Because it's not. I don't care how kind I am. I don't care how I help you. I don't care what I do for you. Don't disrespect me. And that's been the main problem, period. Like, it's just like a lot of people who feel like they can just fall into your life or feel like they are a part of whatever you do. And it's like, no, you are not a part. You really are not a part of Black America. Even though I'm not as convicted about it or restricted about it just because I grew up around other cultures, I'm telling you, those people that I grew up around, they had respect. They knew what to say and what not to say. They knew what lines to cross and what lines not to cross. They knew how to be friends. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the shit that I want. You don't come over here and think that that's okay. And so some things I like that people put out there too, like on TikTok, when it's like, nah, I ain't saying that. More people need to see that, because that's something where, why would I have to question you? I don't care what my comedy says. I don't care what my life says. Why would you have to question how you speak to me? Because I'm not going to speak to you like that. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. A lot of this stuff I really like. So anyway, the first part, representation. Only thing I saw in there was how affirmative action wasn't spelled out. Like, it's like, because affirmative action, if you look at the stats about affirmative action, it actually, affirmative action and welfare stats actually are for white women. Like, that's something that they primarily focused on when they did that. Even though while it's a white woman thing. The other thing is, white women won't speak up about it. So even if a white woman was to still, even after this, get something about affirmative action done, a lot of white women won't say anything because it's benefiting them. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like now they can walk in the shoes of a man. Now they too have power. And y'all see that when they get it, guess the fuck what? Something is wrong. So guess what? It's like, I feel like that part, like as far as representation, like, it really does need to be spelled out. And any welfare or whatever, all that stuff, because it does not really benefit black people. It really is a benefit for white women. So, and then, what I'm saying? Yeah, that's something, yeah, because it's like, I don't know, I was going to tell a story, but I think I told one anyway. Okay, and then the lending reform, number 2, I thought, well, okay, yeah, I thought about some ways that also people need to get out of debt, because for real, black women end up in debt, even though we the people with the money. You see what I'm saying? A man can come out of your house and he'll be able to get a credit card, a new woman, a new car, a whole new apartment with some brand new modern furniture, and you still be sitting there like, wait a minute. So, like, for real, black women are in debt. Like, I myself, it's like, I'm not even trying to be in debt. Never tried to be. I'm not a person that's going to actually ask for help, because sometimes when you ask for help, people, they put a price on it. So, like, sex and you gotta do this, and they always want us to jump through a hoop, like we gonna just play the game of a hoe. So for real, even though I know, yes, this is a black contract, it's a professional thing, I'm serious. Like, black women need to be out of debt, and I think that y'all need to find a way to keep a woman out of debt. Like, it is no way for us to have to depend on a man financially for anything, because I feel that is like, oh my God, this is like it's so degrading. I think it actually is a form of rape. I'm not joking. Like, it is seriously. So I'm saying, like, the lending reform, like, since I am still going through all these different programs and stuff like that, one person offered me, like, if I had like a certain amount of income or whatever, that they would pay off all my debt. So they would pay off all my debt, Once they paid out the debt, I would just have to make payments or whatever, like make payments to them. Okay, that's cool. Especially if you see a black woman in front of you with a job, especially if you see a black woman actually taking care of her life and she able to sit in front of you and make out a budget. If she's able to pay her try to pay her bills on time, and all this is just hard times. If she's able to put, I'm saying, at least $10 into her savings account, like all these different things make such a big difference. And for me, I see the bank lender reform, but I also think it needs to be like a credit reform too, because you just give me some money, that ain't gonna catch me up on shit. Like seriously, like it's like I am in debt. Like I don't have a car, I don't have a house, I don't have shit. And I'm talking about I work my ass off. I paid my bills on time. I had credit cards, I paid those on time. And then when something just plummets and something happens, that's what happens. And so I don't feel that shit, because a man will actually leave you stranded like that. Like he will actually fuck you over and leave you stranded with kids and everything. And then it's like, well, she bitter now because she got a kid, and well, of course she don't feel good about that, because you left her with nothing. You left her in a situation where now she got to ask you for shit, and that shouldn't be it. You see what I'm saying? Because ain't no man gonna actually go. And I'm saying some of them do, but no man is going to actually go and be like, well, yeah, I owe her this much money. You know, he going to try to still pimp off and show off for the new woman. So it's like, yeah, if things not right, then we need a chance to make those things right. And I think by offering different systems like that too, like, shit, I don't want to be in debt. It's like, shit, I still want to. I still want a business. I still want growth. I still want all these different things. And just somebody just throwing money at it, it's not going to help that. It's like, I still need, you know what I'm saying? I'm in debt. Like, I'm in serious debt. And then it's like, well, don't file for bankruptcy. How the fuck I'm not going to file for bankruptcy when y'all out here stressing me out with no job? You know, so it's like, it's a lot. Like, it seriously is a lot. And so I think the bank lender reform, I think it also needs to be a reform for just getting people out of debt, period. Because a lot of us, we don't even need to be there. I never needed to be in debt. I actually fixed my credit before I moved to Texas. So in 2003, I actually worked 4 jobs to fix my credit. All I would do was work and and send my check off to pay off like all my debt that had occurred. And it wasn't even my debt; it was my mama debt. My mama put credit cards in my name. My mama put bills in my name, all kind of stuff. I was paying off the debt from my mom. I get to Texas and I was still able to keep up with all that stuff. But for some reason, I couldn't get a credit card. So why wouldn't I be able to get a credit card? So again, you see what I'm saying? Some people, they credit fucked up because they fucking parents. You know, I didn't had a good job the whole time, and it's like, I still don't have any of these things. My credit's still fucked up. That don't make sense to me. So I don't know. I think that's something that really needs to be taken into account. And what else did I think about? Okay, yeah, and then it was a thing where I was thinking about this as a system too. When I was getting my teacher certification, all I had to do was pay, like putting down a payment, and then I paid after I got a job. So I'm just saying some of those programs actually work. So what they would do is they would like so I paid $300 and I had 3 months, right? So I could have paid $100 a month, I could have whatever. And then once I got a job, not before I had a job, not you coming to get me in the middle of the month for some money I don't have, you know it ain't no money coming in my house. Once I got a job, they were able to take the payments out of my check and send it to the school or whatever. So it wasn't even a situation about payment. I never had to worry about that. Like, it was just a contract that was set up. Part of my check go to this school for so many times, for 10 times, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? And they just break it down. And so even that is like something that helps people too, because it's like, okay, well, what if I need to get this building and somebody can pay the rent for a year? And then once I start to make a profit, or once they see this as the bottom line, and then not only that, once you make the profit, and y'all got to get people in there that know what they're doing. So not only that, have this person work with an accountant. So now I can sit here and tell you what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. I also think that welfare, if you are on welfare, even when I had a job, I would call as soon as I get off welfare. So it'd be like I'll be on food stamps or whatever. I think that also they need 3 more months of welfare. And let me tell y'all why. TANF and cash assistance and food stamps. They still got other stuff to pay. So they'll get their job. You gotta wait 6 weeks before you get your first check. Sometimes 4, depending on how you work it or whatever. After they get that check or whatever, they still got bills to pay. So it's like we still not even covering the shit that we are. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like we still not moving ourselves out of debt. I think we need to pocket all this shit so when it happens, we get the fuck out of debt. It don't matter what the fuck happened. It's going to be some kind of way I'm going to be back to zero or close to, you know what I'm saying? So also I think that y'all need to take tax classes. Like, it's like a tax class would really help with, like, as far as people just telling you, well, this LLC, this, that, and the other, those classes need to be taken. And I think people need to be helped to move through those things too. But for real, as far as like sending it to the government, some of these things, it's just, we can do it, but at the same time, if you really live in your life, some of this stuff really still ain't about to help you get out of debt. So I don't know. That was my thing. Number 3, I thought that was on point. I was like, federal funding. I like that idea because that's the future. You know, it's like to actually sit down and think about the future, your kids. Yes, brilliant. And then I was thinking too, like just saying like, make sure you get insurance policies. Get those insurance policies where you can borrow money from them. I used to work at a company. I was like, I did not fucking know this. Like, I was actually selling insurance, like life insurance, and you could borrow money from the life insurance. Now, the dirty ass part of this shit is some of the kids would actually, I'm telling y'all, this white people, they dirty. I am telling you, I did not hear not one black person on that phone. These people will actually call in and try to borrow the money while the person was still living, knowing they can't borrow it. It's their grandmama or their granddaddy or something like that. I guess because they don't have their full mind or something like that. Whatever. I don't give not 2 fucks. You don't call in to borrow shit and they still fucking living. They can't give you their signature. They can't give you anything. They actually sit up there try to they'll actually try to run cons to get somebody's life insurance money. So that's some shit you got to be careful of. And the best part of that is like you could borrow it and then it's the same thing, you pay it back. Just like these other programs I'm talking about, you can borrow from the life insurance and then they'll just like up your premium. And I'm telling you, the premium will probably be like $34. When you borrow, it'll end up probably being like $56 a month. You see what I'm saying? So it's like really, and let me tell y'all this trick too. My dad taught me this. Like, I don't know if it still works. So you will borrow that. Then you put the money into the credit union. You let that money accumulate interest. And then you take the money out, pay the money back, whatever you got to do, you know. And then you could do it again in another 2 years or something like that. So you just, so then you just let the money accumulate and then take it out. And then, you know, like I said, accumulate and then use the interest. So really, that got to be about $15,000 for real, for it to even stay open and keep open. So anything I think over $15,000, if you can borrow something like that and keep that inside of there, it'll actually kind of work for you. Create savings and LLCs, and I'm saying teach your kids how to save. Like, put $10 in there. Then what I do is I give my son interest. If I have to take the money out, or if he has to take the money out, if we can pay the money back, then I pay it back with interest. I know the bank don't give interest, so even if like the money that my son had is like, you know, when he was getting it as a baby gift, I was like, let me work out the interest. I would have just had to pay him 52 cents or something. I was like, this shit is stupid, you know. So even with that, I try to like find a way to like give him more interest back. Like if we take out of our own money, then we pay it back. And my son, he'll work it out with me too. He'll be like, wait a minute, we took $5, so you know it really should be $6. You know, like he'll just like for us to pay ourselves back. And that's something else. Be sure you pay yourself back. I don't care what you owe. I don't care if you got to set up payments or whatever. That's what you do. I used to be so afraid of setting up payments and different things like that. And it's like, nah, that ain't, you know, it's okay for you to do that because actually in the long run, if it's going to help you, it's going to help you. I'm also a person that will pay things off. If I had the money to just pay it at one time, I'm pay it at one time. Because that's a cheaper price. You see what I'm saying? If I could buy bulk and share with people, I like to do that too. Like, if we can buy bulk and then all of us put $10 on it, then you get $20 back. You see what I'm saying? So you'll get more. You'll be able to share, feel good about yourself, and still have money in your pocket. That's all I'm saying. So it's like, I I think as a community, we need to start just finding little ways like that, little pockets. Because when you get to number 13, he started talking about the black responsibility. And I think that's just building the black responsibility. Like, making sure that everybody is taken care of and that we are learning and teaching each other not to run game or get over or whatever. And also it's like helping you build trust with other people too. And you get to see how other people work. So you see what I'm saying? So when I told this to one of my friends, she was like, "Man," you see what I'm saying? And it was like, yeah, I wasn't even trying to do anything but help us build wealth. I had also like a guy from Ghana. He was telling us like we could like do those money pool things. Like, all of us put our name on the account. Everybody basically we pay the money into the account, and every month or so, every few months, each one of us get to take the money out, and then as long as we pay the money back. It was so much shit like, how we in here, and what if people can't pay the money back, and then you split the payment up. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be there for each other. And so that's the whole thing. It's like all these things I'm just saying sometimes we have to kind of start to do some shit and put that shit out there and be able to trust other people in order for us to even start to have a black responsibility. Because right now, it's a lot of people out here that still think it's shicey and trying to get the fuck over and trying to use these things so they can now try to make a come up. Y'all gonna end up, man, come. So anyway, that's all I'm saying. It's like, that's it. Like, it's like, really, we have to start to take down our guard towards each other. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It ain't, because it really ain't worth it. In the end, I would rather take down my guard and build wealth with somebody than keep my guard up and keep trying to do it by myself. That don't make sense to me. Okay, so finance oversight, I saw that, and he just saying, like somebody needs to actually just like be over everything that we do, and make sure. And I'm saying there got to be some trustworthy people. Like, you can't, I mean, for real, y'all just, it's hard too. It's hard. It is hard. Like, me myself, I feel like I'm a trustworthy, like, I don't fuck around with other people's money. But some people, they'll get your money and they'll think that this is their money. They don't care if it's 2 cents left over. That's not your money. The 2 cents is not your money. You see what I'm saying? If it wasn't your money, it's not your fucking money. And so that's the whole thing. That be the problem right there. You got to get somebody to know that. Like, it's like they have to know, because sometimes they'll start, now we going to start an offshore account. All the 1 cent, all the pennies going to go here. Y'all remember somebody got rich like that, like at McDonald's or something. They would actually like pay out the money, and then they'll put the change, like they'll put a penny on their own card or something like that. And somebody actually was like actually making fucking money like that. Like, it was crazy. Or was it a banker? They'll take a penny. They'll like always take a penny and just keep putting it into their own account. And you see what I'm saying? How many transactions coming through a day? How many people don't really care about a fucking penny? But yeah, if you getting rich the fuck off of it, I fucking care. Give me my fucking penny. So it's like we really do have to have somebody that does not contribute to those things. I like the data and credit. Data credit. I like this. I mean, because it's like the 1970 Fair Credit Act report or whatever. I like this because I think it's it's actually considering which, man, this is like, it's so heartfelt for me, because y'all know I lost a lot of my friends. Well, y'all don't know, but most of my friends, they got lost to the system. And I'm talking about good guys. And it's like, man, and they don't even be doing nothing. Like, for real, they won't sell no crack. They be selling weed, Some of them got off because their family was cops, but then the ones that didn't get off, they still in jail. They just got out of jail. And it's like, man, that dude was smart. He was educated, different things like that. Also, in those instances, it was just like a lot of backstabbing, crime, all this shit, who gonna come up, all this different stuff. So anyway, what I'm saying is I like that because it gives them a chance now as adults, as coming out of a system that's been pushing them down or whatever. They've been held in this room or whatever. Give them a chance to like actually get out and be independent on themselves, because sometimes even before they went in, their family was fucked up. Then they get out, they gotta go back to a fucked up ass family. It's like, no, so I like this one because, like I say, it give them a chance to get a job. Most of this stuff is about, like, as far as, like, men being reformed, get a job, or coming out of jail. They'll be able to get a job, start a business, start a family. All the shit that they felt like they couldn't do. That, you see what I'm saying? Because sometimes they get in jail, they probably get better skills than if they would have stayed at home. You know, and yeah, they've been in the system, but now they out, and it's like you want to be out, you fresh. You know what I'm saying? You fresh out, and you actually got some sense about you, and you actually got some know-how, and you get out and you go home, and it's like, damn, man. That's how it is. You see what I'm saying? I'm in that situation. Like, it's like I come here and it's like ain't nothing changed. Like, y'all still ain't trying to do shit. Like, y'all still ain't trying to. Y'all worse than the motherfuckers in the prison, you know? So it's like, yeah, y'all just have to really. I like this. I'm sorry, I do. It's for people who need change and won't change and understand that life changes, and man, I think it's a good contract. The judicial reform. He's trying to abolish like the privately run prisons and different things like that. The one thing I included, because I know he said something about the cake. No, not in this one. But anyway, I thought terrorism. No, that's in the prison reform. Okay, I'm sorry. So the data and credit. Okay, yeah, this is the prison. So terrorism. Unlawful violence and intimidation against civilians in the pursuit of political aim. Because he was saying, like, as far as the KKK, and it just proving that the KKK had a plan to, like, infiltrate the police station. They set that shit up. That's fucking what is that? Murder. What do they call that when they plan it out? You know what I'm saying? These are planned murders. These don't get it fucked up. They planned this shit. So you really tell me, like, once all these civil rights acts and shit came through, these motherfuckers was actually trying to get jobs at the fucking police station and cutting other motherfuckers out. And that's on a local level. So defund the police. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think in the prison reform, we actually need to defund the police and start adding like the mental health things and all those different things, because that's actually part of the prison reform. Because a lot of people end up in jail because of mental health problems caused by the fucking police. Like, it's crazy. So I think, yeah, something in there needs to be put there. I don't know. I thought it should have went somewhere else too. But now I'm talking about defund the police, because defund the police also has like different levels to it, right? That helps us too, like, you know, as far as the prison reform too, because now it's like we trying to actually keep people out of jail. I think also the statistics should show that. I think the statistics should be, if it's not that positive, they fucked up. You see what I'm saying? That's a criminal act. Like, for real, the statistics should show that we pulled over less black people this month than we did last month. The statistics should show, like, that we arrested less black people than we did at this time. The statistics should show if we pulled somebody over that was black, then we gave them a chance to reform or whatever, or gave them a better sentencing than we would before, because that's the only way that it's gonna like improve anything. Like, it's like if this person comes to me with the mentality of I'm finna beat this black woman ass, you see what I'm saying? It's like that's a whole different mentality. If I gotta come to her and be like, wait a minute, I gotta see, like, you know, does she have a license? Does she have a job? What kind of money she got? You see what I'm saying? So don't just pull me over for a traffic ticket and, bitch, I ain't got no fucking job. I'm sitting here on welfare, and you sitting up here trying to tell me I got to pay you $350 for court. You see what I'm saying? You creating more costs in my home and further putting me back into a different financial struggle or a different financial situation. And so that's what I'm trying to tell y'all too. It's like the cops are actually, not only are we suffering with violence, we are also suffering with debt, because all they gonna do is put us back in more debt. They gonna still try to give you a ticket. They gonna still, and then they'll come and be like, I have to give you it. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to do anything. And so since he have to do it, now we have to make a reform to where it's like, where it's a policy where, okay, well, if I saw this person speeding, then I have to consider these factors. And if you don't consider these factors, then shit, we probably gonna have to take that shit out your check. That's all the fuck I'm saying. If you don't want to be defunded, then you need to get that fucking money taken from you. And as a teacher, I already know how much the fuck you make and how bad you doing too. So how the fuck you finna make it? You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. It's like, yeah, defund their ass. Like, that shit. And we need to put in there all the levels of the shit they've been doing, especially when it comes at any traffic, anything they talking about, mental health, all that shit. That shit is important to me. Like, y'all keep fucking people over, and then y'all be actually want to sit there and talk to them like they fucking sane. This nigga just got beat up by the police 2 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Then y'all be want him not to suffer from trauma. He got fucking trauma. It's like so much shit. That's more dead. Now this man got to go pay to go to the fucking hospital, and the policeman sitting over here eating a fucking hoagie. That shit don't make sense to me. That's more dead. Every time they pull us over and put us in any of these situations, it's dead. It's all dead. It's PTSD. It's trauma. It's all shit that we got to go back and pay for. And if we don't pay for it, who got to pay for it? The fucking government. You see what I'm saying? So you letting your own police system, fuck your own judicial system, fucking fuck. They letting it fuck them. Y'all getting raped too. Keep on playing with me. I'ma keep going though. Okay, so I didn't have anything to do. Like, yeah, the terrorists. Yeah, that's why I put that on there, cause I'm like, those fucking the KKK. Yes, it is a terrorist organization. Completely. The Police Reform Act, I like that. The FCC licensing, the 20%. And I think they need to go extra. I think they need to make it 30%. Seriously, I really do. I think they've been lying to us. 30%. It's not even a joke. I think you need to over qualify us for some shit. I'm not joking. It's so many educated black people out here. And it's so many times that white people had a right, they'll take the right to steal from you. They'll take the right to, like, take our shit and make it theirs. No, I don't fucking think so. Take that bitch out of the fucking bonnet, because you know she ain't make that shit up. When we've been wearing this shit for all these fucking years. And let me tell you why. It's hurtful. Let me tell you why it's degrading. Because for so many fucking years, a black woman had to cover up her fucking hair in a white fucking woman's presence. Just because the bitch didn't understand what the fuck she was seeing. That's why the fuck it's disrespectful. Now come to today, when we want to adorn ourselves and look gorgeous as we want to fucking look. You still want to sit out here comparing your ugly ass to us with a fucking bonnet on your goddamn head. Then overpricing the bitch at 10 times the fucking price. Just to make a profit that you don't ever bring back to the fucking black community. No, bitch. You need a fucking whole license and a fucking patent. I think we need to start doing that shit too. And we made that shit, then that shit ours for fucking ever. It's not your culture. And it's like y'all constantly fucking keep thinking that the shit belongs to you, and it fucking don't. You not our mama, you not our daddy, you ain't no teenager, it ain't that you don't fucking understand. It's just that you know, y'all get so fucking comfortable with fucking taking shit. The shit ain't right. Ain't no motherfucker out here telling you to take nothing from us. Then y'all monkey asses to sit up here and try to act like we fucked up because we saying something to you. Because somebody want to beat your ass. That's the fuck why. And it's going to affect all of us differently. Depending on the history of our own fucking homes. The fucking bonnet ain't yours. Whoever got that shit out, that shit, it be pissing me the fuck off. I don't never say nothing, y'all, but I be pissed. I be so fucking, it's like, how the fuck could you? How the fuck do you have the fucking audacity to do something like that? Knowing every black woman want to hit you in your fucking face. A whole history of annihilating our people. Making us do shit we don't want to fucking do. Putting us through all this shit for fucking nothing. And your fucking ugly ass uncle will get the fuck up and go to the goddamn police station and kill a nigga because he's sitting in his fucking car. And you got the fucking nerve to put on a fucking bonnet like you own that motherfucking patent. I'll rip your fucking face off. You better call me the fucking gorilla because I'll kill you. I be so fucking pissed. Fucking, Anyway. Confederate institutions. Yup, take that shit down too. You monkey bitch. Actually, I say, I ain't even really on this one because I be want to fucking know. That's another fucking act of terrorism. You took our whole fucking identity. We gotta actually do fucking blood tests. That's something else that need to be included in there. Our bloodline is important too. We gotta take a fucking whole swab in our goddamn mouth in order for us to know where the fuck we come from. When you can sit at a fucking table or sit in your fucking house and you got fucking pictures of all y'all goddamn racist ass history. But we sit up here trying to tell you that we want to see our brilliance and everything that we done given to life here, and you still sit up here trying to tell us that it's not good enough, or we gotta. Man, when this lady told me, I told my son Claudette Colvin is the person, not Rosa Parks. I say Claudette Colvin was the first woman to get off the bus. This bitch gonna call me talking about, well, we just gonna stick to what's on the paper. No, bitch. We gonna stick to what's the real fucking history. That's what the fuck we finna do. I don't give a fuck who the fuck black person told you that shit. No, Claudette Colvin was her. And the only reason they did that was because they were trying to act like white Americans. At the time that they were doing that, that's when white America, when the government had the control of everything and they wanted white America to be pretty and pristine when they was out there fucking abusing their fucking kids. That's why you got the ACE studies. So anyway, I don't mean to get pissed off. Man. Okay, anyway. So in the end, he's talking about the black responsibility. And the one thing I think that black people need to really be responsible for too is therapy. Y'all need some fucking therapy. And y'all see, I get mine too. Because I be mad. Ain't no fucking way. Every fucking day. Every fucking day. We don't want to wake up and fight you. Every fucking day. We bombarded with some of y'all bullshit. Because y'all continuously think that our culture is yours. Because you continuously think that just because we could have had the same ancestors at some point, that my culture belongs to you. And none of it does. My thoughts, my processes, none of that shit belongs to you. It's not even a part of you. If you had to go through my fucking life, you wouldn't even fucking make it. So that's all I'm saying with the black contract. I actually like it. It's just some things I think need to be considered and added just because I don't think it's really going to get us out of debt. I also think that some kind of central licensing, especially for our products, needs to be, I think that needs to be reformed too. I'm tired of people out here trying to make money off of us, and it's not for you. And if it was done in a Jewish community, they would have shut that shit down a long time ago too. Those are our products. They are our patents. They are not for you. Asia, no. Get your fucking hands the fuck off of it. We don't need no juju jail. We don't need, no. That shit is ours. So anyway, that's it. It's Shante, Brown Sugar Talk, under Black Unicorns, telling you, get some fucking, y'all, we really need to start considering it. If it ain't for the black person, then it ain't for us. You understand what I'm saying? If what you saying to me is not gonna help me with my pride, then it's not something that we need to have. Like, it's not, we don't even need to fucking consider it. That's what the fuck I want. I want a motherfucker to question every fucking move they fucking make. The same way they questioned that shit with the Jewish community. And then I want one person, one motherfucker to come out and say, this is what you did wrong. The same way they did fucking, what's his name? What's your boy, Mariah Carey ex-husband, whatever his name is. That's the same shit I want too. Don't even fucking consider it. Bitch ass motherfuckers. Anyway, this is not a professional. Do not consider this professional. Okay, no, but yeah. Anyway, it's Shante, Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicorns, telling you have a good day.